All right, my friends, I'm your cruise host, Jason, and thank you for joining us right here in the Sky Lounge. If you are here in the room or if you're watching back in your room, your individual room, welcome. This is our last all-access pass, and with all due respect to the world-class artists that I've had on this stage, this cruise and last cruise, if some of you have been here for back-to-back, I hate to be disrespectful, but I'm gonna when I say we save the best for last. On stage right now, we have got the Jacksons.
Thank you.
It's an absolute honor to have you guys back with us. I mean, it's been obviously a long time for us to have you back. This 2-year little hiatus, and it means the world. So thank you so much for being here, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's pretty phenomenal. Now, I'm going to start right off the bat by asking the obvious question. What have you guys been doing for the last 2 years?
Touring.
Yeah, touring. You've been touring?
Last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Oh, last
yeah.
2 years.
Jackie's been touring.
No, we've been doing whatever that else been doing, staying safe from the virus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had it, and it took me out for like 12 days, and I couldn't walk and shivering. It was a mess.
Well, I'm grateful you're here.
But I'm doing better now. So.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Tito, what about you?
Well, I've been relaxing and enjoying myself. I didn't catch COVID because I'm very careful, and
You did an
that's
album.
it.
That's
And
it.
You did an album.
Marlon?
You did an album, Tito,
Yeah.
during the COVID time. Because he called me up to be on it.
Oh.
That's right. Me, I'm just at home trying to stay safe, mask up. I tell people, if you're not vaccinated, please do, because the life you save may be your own.
That's great words.
And like Jackie, I had COVID. Also had and I'm going to share this with you because I want you to understand what I went through. I had a heart attack on June 4th. And I want to share this because I didn't realize it was a heart attack. And I wait. Thank you. And what it was like this heartburn that just sat in the middle of my chest. And it was on a Sunday night. And then I got a pain across my back, like a migraine headache. And I put ice on the back of my head. And that morning, everything went away. But I kept getting these heartburns. I said to myself, I'm not eating anything to get a heartburn. And I went to my son's baseball game, and I tried to throw a ball back to him, and it was very painful. And that next morning, that night, the pain came back. It wasn't as bad as it was on Sunday, but I waited 5 days.
It's dangerous.
And it came back that night, and the next morning, it didn't go away. I mentioned it to my wife, and she said, "You're having a heart attack." And that's when I went to the hospital. And it's amazing because I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, "Marlon, the same thing happened to a friend of mine, and he was fine the next morning, and he told his wife, I'm just going to go down in the gym and do a little exercise." And when he did that, he had another heart attack and died. So I'm blessed to be here.
We're blessed to have you here.
Yes. But I'm great now.
We're blessed to have you here.
They put 3 stents in my heart.
Ooh.
That's what they did. But I'm doing great. I feel great. So
That's awesome news.
yes.
Thank you for your vulnerability, sir. I mean, it takes a lot to be that honest with all your best friends here in the room. So thank you for being that
because if you have these symptoms, I want you to know what it is, because most of the time we feel a heart attack is something that's just going to pain, and this one didn't do that. It didn't. So if you have that, really don't do what I did. Procrastinate. Get it checked out right away.
And listen.
Yes.
To,
Yes.
moral of the story: listen to your wife.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
You're right.
Yeah. Look at every one of them. Yeah, I know. Man. Well, I know I speak on behalf of all the folks in the crowd here and everyone watching on the cameras when I say, I can't even express how grateful I am for you sharing that, but the fact that you're here.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here, and all three of you. I mean, having the Jacksons on stage again in any capacity is wonderful. Last night's show was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
So, how many of you were at last night's show? I want to tell you guys, you made us feel so great on stage.
Absolutely.
And when we see you having a great time, we're having a great time. So, pardon me?
It was a dream come true. She said,
Oh,
a dream come
well, thank
true.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's
We had
not-
a great time with you guys last night.
It's tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's sneaking into tonight's show. We're gonna have double capacity at some point. I have a
Yeah.
feeling. Gentlemen, as you know, I always like to open it up to the audience to ask questions through
Sure.
cards. So if you don't mind, I'll go through a couple of them kind of as we're chatting here. Rob, who comes to us from Boston, says, have any of your children wanted to perform on stage and or with you? Go ahead, Tito.
I have 3 sons. They have a group named
3T.
Group T, and they perform, and they having fun doing it. So yes,
And they're good.
Thank
They
you.
are good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
They're very good. Now, Jackie, you have little kids, right?
Yeah, Jackie had 2
Yes,
little
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Jackie's got
They're
little
Twin boys who love to
Twins.
sing and dance and play basketball, and they're in the basketball league. They just turned 8 years old New Year's Eve,
Yes.
and sometimes
So-
they travel with us, and we have fun together. So it's nothing like it. They keep me busy.
But wait. I had COVID, so I didn't get to go to Monaco. And Tito was there. He performed. And Jackie boys were there, and they wanted to come on stage. And so Tito let them on stage.
I was going to
So
say, did you let him on stage?
I let them on stage. It was their birthday, and they just had fun. They stole the show.
Did they break out their dance moves? What they do? Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. They did everything they know.
I love
Yes.
that. Brady from Las Vegas. Tito, we are from Las Vegas, and we told your neighbors, Steve and Svetlina, we would say hello. So hello from Vegas.
Oh, wow. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Hello to them back.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Helene from Connecticut. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Tito's the only popular one right now.
Okay.
Helene from Connecticut says, Tito, I loved your new song that you performed last night. A little something for those of you going tonight. Now you know. That you wrote. What inspired you to write that particular song, The Way the World Is Now, etc.?
Donald Trump.
The name of the song is called Love One Another.
Yes.
That's fair enough. No need to go on from there. Dixon comes to us from Los Angeles. Dixon says, when will the Hall of Fame for the Jackson family be opened in Indiana?
We are talking with officials in Indiana, the mayor, and so something is coming definitely in Indiana. The senator, Eddie Milton for Indiana. So we're talking about that and putting something together.
Very cool. And you're still
We just matter of fact, Hard Rock just opened a casino in Gary, Indiana. And we opened it, and they have an exhibit of the entire family. And they did a really, really great job. Really, they did. And so, we have a partnership with the Hard Rock. So if you get a chance in that area, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. Go check it out.
That's cool. It's very cool. Gentlemen, if you would honor us a little bit, we're gonna go back a few years because everybody knows you, of course, and I've been honored to sit on stage with you guys and do a couple Q&As. I think this might be our 5th one over the years, and you've told some very cool stories. One of the stories that I really enjoyed and I think caught some people off guard is stories about your father. I'd asked you before, and you said, "Yeah, go ahead, talk about Joe," and I'd asked you very bluntly, and you answered. Actually, I believe Marlon, it was you and I talking at the time, and I said, "There's a lot of stories about Joe out there." but I think it's a different interpretation from the family in terms of what other people think Joe was. Would you be willing to talk about that a little bit?
Well, no, I just think that, when you're a young kid, you really do not understand the protection that your parents really want to make sure you grow up and head in the right direction. Gary, Indiana had a lot of gangs, and my father definitely didn't want his 6 boys to, join the gangs. And trust me, they were initiating new members all the time, and we weren't going to be a statistic. And so he had us do, we had cylinder blocks.
The cinder block story, yeah.
Cylinder blocks in our backyard.
What he would do, he would have us move all these bricks from one corner to the other corner. And it took us all day to do that. That kept us out of the streets. And we did it every day.
Sure did.
You said he'd come home and make you move him back to the other corner.
Yes.
Yes. He
Absolutely.
Sure did. He sure did.
Yeah.
And so, but it did. And then once as you all know, my mom started us singing country western music. So, and once she had her husband realize that his boys can harmonize, then he started rehearsing us almost every day. So it was rehearsal, school, and moving the cylinder blocks.
And homework.
Yes, and homework.
And Marlon, I think it was you that had a great line about what some of the kids today.
Oh, no. One of the things and I'm sure my brothers concur with this, that a lot of kids today do not respect adults. They don't respect their own parents, and it's just and we were in I think we were in where were we in somewhere in Africa, Casablanca somewhere, and the lady started talking to us about, that's when Justin Bieber's he was 18 or whatever, but he was just everywhere and doing the wrong thing. And Jackie tried to give a diplomatic answer to the lady, and I just said, a 6-pack of Joe Jackson to cure that.
I love that line. Now, also, I want to talk a little bit about, I think you guys have a phenomenal, one of my all-time favorite moments that I've shared with you on stage was when you mentioned how you got the name, the Jackson 5.
Oh, boy, you remember that?
Of course, I'm sitting on stage with the Jacksons. Do you think I'm going to forget any of this? You act like it's just me up here alone. No, are you kidding me?
We were playing a senior citizen home. We didn't really have a name for ourselves. And this older Caucasian lady came up to us. She said, "What's your name?" And we said, "We don't have a name." She said, "Well, there's 5 of you, and what's your last name?" We said, "Jackson." "Well, it's 5 of you. Why don't you just call yourself the Jackson 5? So we did.
That's how we got our name.
And that, as they say, is musical history right there. One little old lady in a nursing home. Jackson 5. Sure, it fits. Why not? And Tito, you had some great stories about going on the road when the band was young and the pandemonium was at its highest. Tell us a little bit about the tours back in the day and what it was like to tour when you guys couldn't even get to the car or get off the plane.
In London.
Yeah, shenanigans.
Well, we were going to the UK for the first time, and the fans were at the airport. 5,000, 10,000 fans, was it, Jack?
Yeah, 10,000 fans at the airport.
They were in the airport right at that time. They didn't have security and things like they have today. And we step off the plane, and it was total chaos. Michael had a scarf on, and some fans were pulling it this way and the others that way.
They didn't realize it was really choking them. They didn't realize it. They were so excited.
And they made it into the car, but they forgot me. And
We said, "Where's Tito? Where's Tito?"
so I wound up on the roof of the car, and it was just crazy. All these people running to the airport trying to get a piece of you, and you don't realize that they really don't mean to hurt you, but they hurt you.
They want a piece of you, right?
Yeah, they want a piece of you.
You said they were grabbing your hair and all kinds of business. Just
my hair, everything. My shoe came off. But I'm okay.
They were shaking.
I realized they loved me.
Yeah, they're shaking the car, trying to get you to fall off.
Yeah.
I can only imagine at the. I mean, obviously, you will forever be musical royalty. That will never change. But there had to have been. It's got to be unique when you're at the very pinnacle of it. When you get off of, like to your point, you get off a plane and there's 10,000 people there just screaming to be in your presence. That's got to be a surreal moment for some kids from Indiana.
You know, when we were growing up and doing this music, we really didn't realize the effect that the music had on the world. We had no. We did this because we enjoyed doing it. We loved it. You know, I didn't think about being famous or anything like that. And as I've gotten older, I come to realize the true blessing that the Lord bestowed on the musical gift that he bestowed on this family. You know, because we would travel this globe, and people will come in unity and harmony and peace to hear our music. Some didn't speak the language, but they knew the songs. So that true blessing was uniting the world into one in harmony and peace. And that's what we need to do more of.
Yes, sir.
Love one another.
Yes, sir.
Especially what's going on in Ukraine right now.
Yes.
It's totally a mess over there. And to all of our Ukraine fans and the people in Ukraine, they will prevail through this. They will get through this. And the whole world is watching.
Amen.
And,
Amen. Amen to that. All right, gentlemen. Eleanor, who comes to us all the way from Albuquerque. How are the relationships with your family? Do you all still get together for special days and holidays, etc.?
Yes, very much, but not as lately. The COVID thing slowed it down a little, but we'll get together whenever we can. Jackie and I live in the same town, Las Vegas, so we see each other. His wife is at my house now.
right now.
Yes, so whenever we can.
On the way there, she just had a car accident. I just found out.
Oh, no. Everything okay? I don't want to ask. Sorry.
She says she's okay. I just
Okay.
found out a half hour ago.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
she still made it over there, so she's fine.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I certainly hope everything's okay. And Jackie, actually, I'll ask this to you, Jackie, since you're being a little bit quiet in the middle. Which one of the brothers was the biggest pain?
He's not.
Well, that person's not here right now. And you know who I'm talking about. Randy and Jermaine. Jermaine is not here because he didn't take his COVID shot. He lives in Bahrain. That's where he lives right now.
I think he reads too much of the social media.
That's a trap. You can go down that pretty quickly. Actually, Esther from Indiana, from Gary, Indiana. Matter of fact, right there. Oh, very cool. She actually said, "What's Jermaine up to in reference to music and performing? Is he still active?"
He lives in Bahrain and doing other things because as Jackie just stated, he's not going to get vaccinated. So, you know, that hinders things. So, you know, but he's welcome whenever. So, whenever he's ready to change his mind.
But he watch everything we doing out here.
He's
Keep an
taking
eye on
notes.
us.
Yeah,
He make sure he got all the dance moves.
I got a phone.
He's watching everything.
I got a phone call from Jermaine about a couple of days because we just, on the 18th of this month, we played Gary, Indiana, the Hard Rock. And he said, "Marlon, I heard y'all threw down. I heard the show was great." I said, "Yeah, we had a great time." He said, "That's good." So, yes. But he supports us. We support him. You know, it's nice to have some brothers around, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
You're a
people will always ask me, you know, you getting old. I tell them, hey, it's a blessing to reach these numbers.
Yes.
I can tell you some people who didn't reach these numbers. So I don't take it for granted. It's a blessing for each day.
Marlon, I'm going to throw another one at you because I loved your answer to this. Tell the folks why you and Michael learned to dance the way you did.
Oh, you're gosh.
I'm airing all your laundry, sir. All of it. I remember
Yes,
these things.
No, on the last time we had a talk, so And I mentioned it. I said, you know, dodging the belt, we learned how to move fast. And that's how we learned the J slide side.
Oh, boy. Dodging that belt, huh?
You get real slick.
Oh, boy.
You were also, and obviously, you were obviously talking about when folks were throwing change on the floor too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's how you guys learned to do some of those extra moves.
Mr. Lucky's.
You know, before we became signed with Motown, I should say, we used to do throughout Indiana and Wisconsin and Illinois. We used to do shows and clubs and things. And the people would throw money on stage. And Michael and I, we'd do splits one after another, picking up money, putting it up. And we didn't share with the brothers.
Getting it all for the other boys.
We would get so jealous because they was picking up all the money. We didn't get any of it, did we, Tito?
Yeah.
They didn't share the candy they bought either.
And
Tito is still hurt.
Well, I'm playing guitar, so both hands are busy playing guitar. That was.
And then we used to go out and sell our pictures. And I used to say, who want to buy our pictures? You know, no one knew who the Jackson 5 was trying to. My father would take us around and play whatever we can play, wherever we can play, and try to make a name for ourselves.
But we
That's
made
what we
most
did.
of our money in the wintertime shoveling people's sidewalks.
The snow in Gary, yes.
That's what we did. We made a lot of money. Well, we thought it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money back then.
Hey, back in those days, you get 5 for a penny.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, you were so strong for moving all those cinder blocks. So you guys, just.
Right.
We learned to do that with shoveling concrete. Shoveling snow.
Yes.
That's how the choreo came about. Yeah, that's how the choreography came to be. Tito, what do you consider to be, when you guys were first starting to come alive and the Jackson 5 was starting to climb the ladder, what was the breaking point? What was the moment where you guys as a group, as a family went, okay, this is something. We're going to make this? Well, use your microphone, Tito. He's a guitar player, folks. He's a guitar player.
I would say the time we auditioned for Motown, because at that audition, they had celebrities, the Diana Rosses, the Smokey Robinsons, etc. But what was great about it, the following day, Barry Gordy had asked us to perform for Diana Ross's birthday party. And at that party, we had Temptations, Four Tops, Stevie Wonder, you name it. Motown was there.
Marvin Gaye.
But the thing about it, we're singing their songs to them.
Yes.
And they enjoyed it.
No, let me stop that. Right.
All right, go ahead.
I was so nervous because my brothers, we went to Barry Gordy's house, and he has this big mansion and indoor swimming pool, bowling alley, arcade, and they was busy running around playing, right?
Of course.
And this
Michael and I were swimming in the swimming.
And this was our lucky break, and I was so serious, and they was running around playing. I said, guys, this is important. We gotta pull through this. And they was running around playing pinball machines. And I was taking it serious. And we did the show in front of all these artists.
No, we looked out, and we saw, is that Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
That's the Temptations. And like Tito said, Stevie Wonder, we do all their music in the show that we put together.
We did the show. We did a great show. And next thing you know, a week later, Barry Gordy had us in the recording studio recording.
Yes.
Just like that. That's what happened.
Now, I think my favorite part about that is, and Jackie, I'll kind of aim this at you, the younger brothers then didn't recognize the level of the situation, the moment.
No,
absolutely.
Like, there's a pinball machine, though. That would be beyond surreal. I can only imagine lining up. Because, I mean, obviously, I say obviously, I would imagine that a lot of those people are your idols at that point, too, and you love
Right.
them and their music so much. It's got to be nerve-wracking. There's got to be some butterflies.
Oh, I was very nervous that day. Very nervous.
I wasn't worried about it.
Too cool. Too cool to worry about it.
and I didn't know any better.
Now that the world is slowly kind of coming back to action, and we're obviously able to pick up tour dates, and we're starting to perform again. What's next for the Jacksons? What do you guys have after the disco cruise?
We're traveling around the world.
Yeah, we have shows in the UK and France and Monaco and
Toronto.
Yeah, we do.
Toronto's
Absolutely.
Is it considered a world tour, or are you just lining up dates all over the place?
Just lining up dates, and because somewhere in there we got to fit a movie.
Oh.
So there's going to be a movie.
You can't just flirt that. Come on, tell us. Come on. Don't just dangle that carrot, Delightland.
We have a producer named Graham King who did a lot of great movies. If you name a few, Gangs of New York. He also did Blood Diamonds.
And Rhapsody, the
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Wow, okay.
So, yeah. And John Logan is the writer who did a lot of great movies, screenplays, and we've been working on it for quite a while. It's going to be a great movie coming out soon.
Is this a biopic? Is it a story of the Jacksons?
The story of the Jacksons.
Oh. I feel like it's a good time for it. Bohemian Rhapsody did really well. Rocket Man, the Elton John. I mean,
yes.
We're kind of going that way right now.
So we get the right guy. So.
Yeah, it's a high time we get the Jacksons in the movie. That's cool. That's fantastic. That's exciting. Lori, who comes to us from Ridgetop, Tennessee. Tito, I told you you're popular today. Have your sons finished the CD they were working on during the TV show?
Them jokers. Well,
said like a father.
I have one son that's going against the grain because he just don't want to sing no more. But the other two are in the business, and hopefully I can pull it all together.
I hope so too. I'm sure a lot of people would. A lot of people would enjoy that. Before we let you go, I know we got to get you downstairs. We got to get you back in to make sure your sound check is ready for tonight's show, which for all you folks who are seeing tonight, we're going to go down and make sure we're all set. Before we let you go, I'd ask each of you just a couple of words about what it means to be back on the Ultimate Disco Cruise and see all these wonderful people, and also to see your friends, the other bands and artists. Marlon, you want to start?
I have a great time coming here. You guys make us feel so welcome. And we don't take it for granted. We really appreciate it. We really do. To make us feel great and feel good. So we thank you all for that. And we thank great cruise as well. Yeah.
Jackie.
I concur with Marlon said, but at the same time, we get a chance to see all of our friends in the music industry, the other artists here that we haven't seen in a long, long time. So it's great to see them as well.
Tito.
Yes, cruising is great. I enjoy coming out on the boat and enjoying the weather and the breeze.
And all the food.
And the food is great, too.
I'm just kidding.
Amazing.
All the free food. So it's good. I always gain weight when I come out here.
I was going to say, the last couple of cruises, whenever Marlon and Jackie and I at one point were looking for you for a Q&A, and everyone's like, where's Tito? And both the brothers were like, go look in the Ocean View Cafe. He'll be in the cafe. Are you coming back on any cruises? Well, I will cut them off and say, I hear you. Trust me, we have them high. We pray for the Jacksons every year. There is never a year where we're like, well, maybe, maybe not. This is the first family of music, in our opinion. There is never a moment when we don't want these gentlemen right here. So I can assure you, there is always a discussion going, whether it's a disco cruise or Soul Train or one of our cruises, to get them here.
We appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for everything.
I want to say,
yes.
I want to say one last thing before we let you go, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is we're blessed to have a lot of amazing artists on these cruises. We really are. We've got the pinnacle of artists from all the different generations. When I say that there is royalty and then there is royalty, and I put you guys up here, I truly mean that, and I know I speak for everyone in this room when I say that. But I would add to that, it is so refreshing, and I hope it's come across in this interview to see how genuine, how humble, how kind you are, because when you reach that level, a lot of people don't maintain that humanity. A lot of people go a very different direction. And having now worked with you guys as long as I've been blessed to work with you, I just want to say thank you for bringing the spirit that you bring to all of these that we do. Truly.
Thank you.
Truly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, forgive me, my friends. I have to get them over there. Do we got to get them back downstairs right now to get them set? Do me a favor. Put your hands together. Get loud.
Thank
Help
you.
me thank Marlon, Jackie, and Tito. They are the Jacksons.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
We love the Ultimate Disco Cruise.
They love disco. This is the place to be.
They call it a cruise, but it's a major party.
Come join the party as we celebrate the greatest dance music ever on the Ultimate Disco Cruise 2023.
This is one of those cruises where there's never a dull moment.
This is the big sing-along.
You'll see the hottest acts light up the ship day and night with live performances by Kool and the Gang, Billy Ocean, Taylor Dane, Sister Sledge featuring Kathy Sledge, Tavares, Norma Jean Wright and Lucy Martin, formerly of Chic, Evelyn Champagne King, Heat Wave, The Tramps featuring Earl Young, Al McKay All-Stars, CNC Music Factory, Radio, and many more surprises.
It's 6 days, 5 nights, over 40 shows. It is amazing.
This cruise is high energy. And the superstars that are coming out here, the engagement that they have with the guests is just simply phenomenal.
One of the nicest things about the Ultimate Disco Cruise is that these musicians are on board with you.
Sailing from Miami February 25th to March 2nd, 2023 on the beautifully appointed Celebrity Summit and making sunny ports of call in Cozumel and Key West.
This has been the #1 best cruise I've ever taken.
Guess what? We're coming back next year. It was so much fun.
We will be back next year and the next year and the next year.
Ultimate Disco Cruise, baby. I'm here.
Don't miss the boat. Pack your dancing shoes and get ready to get down on the Ultimate Disco Cruise 2023.